Zubaida, and this is my grandfather's house, so that's why I'm giving you the introduction of the house and the ceilings and the history of the family. And then you will join Linda, our volunteer, for the free city tour. It's important not to expect a historical, religious, political tour. It's a kind of a different tour that will show you places that you won't find alone as tourists, like where we buy our spices, our bakeries, the bread, meeting some locals, finding hidden coffee shops in the old city, in the market. It will take a tea by the great-grandfather of the family. His name was Fauzi Azar. The name, you have the Arabic coffee now, and you can smell also the cardamom of the coffee, okay? This is the difference of Turkish and Arabic coffee. Some people call it Turkish coffee, but it's not Turkish coffee at all, okay? So, but in 1980, there was a big fire in this house. It was winter time, very cold, rainy day, thunder and rain, and that day, Grandpa was alone here. He didn't want to wait for Grandma. He felt very cold. There was a carpet over there, and on the carpet was a heater. He tried to add some oil or petrol to the heater. Some fell on the carpet. He didn't notice. He went to the toilet, the one beside the kitchen, and when he came out, he saw the fire. He tried to call for help. Nobody heard him with the thunder and rain, and he was very, very afraid for the house, for the continuity of the Azar family, because this was a symbol, the only symbol that still the Azar family still live here. And besides, the other very important reason was protecting the three painted ceilings. You notice that in this house we have still 3 painted ceilings, both rooms and this one. And these are still the original paintings. They were painted between 1860 and 1870 by a Lebanese artist. His name was Saliba. And every day the family used to pay him for his work 1 golden sterling pound with a bottle of Arab. Most of you know what Arab is, you know it. It's the licorice anise liqueur. It's a very strong Lebanese alcohol drink. And the way it comes from the Bible and went outside. The fire caught his pajama. He had to struggle with his own body with the fire, but it was too late when the neighbors saw the fire and when Grandma arrived. He was totally burned. They took him to the hospital. He survived for 2 weeks and then he died. He died, but he succeeded to protect the house, and that's why we are still sitting under the same original painted ceilings with the same floor and windows and doors. But if you compare the ceilings in both rooms with this one, you will notice that they are in a much better situation than this one, though nothing was repainted or renovated. But the main reason was because of the black smoke. First of all, it's still dirty here. We didn't touch it since 1980. And the second reason that in the rooms, it's protected with curtains from the sun and the light, so the color won't fade as fast as here. Okay? Now, Grandpa died in 1980. He was 73 years old. My grandmother insisted to stay and to live in this house. She lived here, and in 1989 she died because she was sick, and she died in this house. 1989, since 1989 till 2005, this house was closed. You might wonder why travelers are looking for something, searching for something authentic, unique, original. They don't want anymore, this is the jacuzzi and the sauna and the luxurious meals and fancy restaurants. But what they look for is a special atmosphere. It's buying food from the local market, having dinner with a local family. They're searching for a place that would keep their budget a little bit low, you know. So they don't care if they share a room with other guests or they have shared showers and toilet. But 3 important things is having a hot shower, hot cup of coffee, and clean bed. And it would be really good if they have a common kitchen. And these kinds of businesses, it's called guest houses or inns. Maybe abroad it's called hostels because, you know, to smile for nothing. I looked at him and I told him, who sent you? And he told me, what do you mean? I told him, the Mossad. Who sent you here? The CIA. Like, he said, no, and why? I told him, no, really, you can be really honest. We are not that stupid. And the manager was like, shocked. How can you ask him this kind of question? Because we always felt like you have to be after an idea of opening this house or giving you this project is to memorize our father's name. If you dare to do anything that would ruin this thing, you will be kicked out of Nazareth less than 24 hours. So we have our connections, so be careful. And he said, yeah, pleasure, I take the keys. And she told him, listen, we'll sign a contract. Next week I'll tell my sisters, starting May 2005 for 5 years. Would you accept that? He said, yes, but I have nothing to pay you. She said, I don't want you to pay me. Instead of paying rental fees, you'll make renovations under one condition. The house, the name of the business should be Fauzi Azar Inn. But suddenly I saw the same courtyard with the same plants, of grandma's plants, the same kinds of plants, and some of them survived even. And it's a clean courtyard, I don't smell any peeing over there. And suddenly I went up the stairs and to see the doors open after lots and lots of years not coming here. The same windows, doors, floor, and the big honor was to see Grandpa's photo and the family still hanging on the wall. All tears, I entered here, I saw Maoz. I wanted to see him the last one, but I saw him the first one here. And I sat there and went to make some coffee, I think. It wasn't easy for me to sit here just having all those memories, and I was watching people going out of this door. It wasn't easy because this used to be the master bedroom of my grandparents, and I had a bed here. And like asking, I looked at them like, how dare you go to this room? It's my grandma and grandpa's room, and I had a bed here. I can't go there now because you're changing your clothes or sleeping, I don't know what. So Maoz came, and suddenly people were standing here and asking Maoz, like, who's in the picture? Why it's called Fauzi Azar? Who lived here? What's the history of this house, of this family? Where's the family now? And things like that. And about the ceilings, and he said, she's the granddaughter, she can tell you more information. At the beginning, I started answering their questions, and then I felt that I was the happiest person in the world. I wanted to share with them more and more. And I wanted to tell them it was a kind of commitment towards my grandparents that I should share this story with the people. I should tell them that we didn't sell the house, we didn't get money, that Grandpa gave up his life and his family for this house, but I should admit that without this young Israeli Jew, this house won't be existing now. Until today, I say it with full mouth, with full respect to Maoz. He even, till today, says that it's a miracle, and the family says that it's a miracle that we are still open, surviving 3 wars since 2005, surviving many. I was stuck here, and I come daily now. I share this story with the guests. It's not really a story that I know it by heart. It's something that comes from the heart. It's being picked as the best accommodation for local communities, and it's a big, big honor because opening this house, it's not a business. By the way, it's not a profitable business with 13 or 15 rooms. Opening this house is very important for the community. It's the biggest support because this area used to be the most dangerous area. Now it's the safest. It's very safe. Drug dealers are around. They will support you. If you're lost, they will help you. They don't hurt anybody. Okay, once it might happen, a fight that you would hear people screaming at each other, but it will be everywhere. Since this house was opened the last 4 or 5 years, we have 9 or 10 guest houses and hostels were opened on the same track by locals that we supported. We work with a network idea that we want to share people and to give profit to people who are